Hey guys, and thanks for tuning in to today's Southwest Ag Grain Market update for November 9th, 2018. So diving into the grain markets and here locally, vomitoxin continues to be the story across the province. Growers have been concerned with contracting any more forward grain before they have a real good idea of what's actually sitting in their bins and what markets are out there for them to be able to move their corn at reasonable values. It seems as though the spread between the export market and the domestic market continues to widen as we progress here through harvest, with the export market paying roughly -10 to option price US basis values for harvest corn, up to 8 parts per million, no discounts today. Whereas domestically, we are seeing values range from +10 to +15, with discounts beginning at 3. I feel we will continue to see this spread widen as we continue to progress throughout the year, especially if the rain continues and corn quality deteriorates the longer it sits in the field. Sounds like the high vom corn markets are developing here locally, so we may be able to get all of this corn shipped at the end of the day. Moving along to the markets, and soybeans and grains were lower after bearish news from yesterday's World Agricultural Supply and Demand Estimates report. Soybean prices were lower after the U.S. Department of Agriculture said it expects exports to decline more than expected in October, pushing ending stocks in the U.S. even higher. Global corn inventories were unexpectedly raised from about 159 million metric tons to a whopping 308 million metric tons due to changes in China. The USDA, as expected, lowered its outlook for both corn and soybean yield production. Soybean trade with China, or the lack thereof, continues to be a thorn in the side of the entire agriculture complex. Traders are keeping an eye on the ongoing trade war between the US and China. Some headway looks like it could be made in the near future as tensions seem to be cooling. Although we did have a bearish WASDE report, it feels like this corn market still has a bit of momentum left in it as we keep delaying harvest throughout the US and Ontario. Snow has fallen in parts of Iowa and western Illinois, and as I look out my window here today, we have our first taste of winter as well. We do see some soybean fields still out there, and you can throw me into that select few as well. As we think that beans we're calling harvest around 85% complete here in Ontario, and corn harvest at about 35 to 40%. This fall will continue to drag out, and if the weather keeps up, we could be spending Christmas in the combines. Keeping you updated on the folks down in the deep south, Brazil's major soybean producing state, Mato Grosso, has reached the final stretch for its soybean planting, and according to the Mato Grosso Institute of Agricultural Economics, the surface planted overcame 90% and is the fastest ever recorded for that period. In 1 week there was an important advance nationwide, and the crop progress is at 46%, according to last Friday's report from Agro, a marketing firm in Brazil. So that's all I have for you folks today. Stay safe this harvest when it resumes. So have a great day. I'm James Tetreault, and remember, keep the swag in ag.